Drag and drop one number into each box. When you are finished, the number inside of each box should match the number below the box when rounded to the nearest hundredth. So let's actually take each of our numbers and round them all to the nearest hundredths place and see if any come up to be the numbers below. And if they are, we can move that number into that box. So first let's look at this 5. Does this 5 round the 2 up to a 3, or does it remain a 2? It rounds it up to a 3. So this one can be rewritten or rounded as 5 and 3 hundredths. Do any of these numbers match that? No, so we don't need to move this box. Now let's look at the next one. We have a 9 in the thousandth place. Does the 9 round the 7 up to an 8 or keep it the same? It rounds it up to an 8. So we would have 5 and 8 hundredths is how this number would round. Is that one of the numbers down here? Yes, it is. It's this one right here. So let's drag this number into that box. Okay, now we have 5 and 103 thousandths. If we look at this 3, does the 3 round the 0 up to a 1 or keep it a 0? It keeps it a 0. So it would be 5 and 10 hundredths. Is that one of the numbers below here? Yes, it is. It's right here. So we're going to take this number and we're going to drag it into this box. Now let's look at 5 and 117 thousandths. Does the 7 that's in the thousandths place round this 1 up to a 2 or keep it a 1? It rounds it up to a 2. So this is 5 and 12 hundredths. Is that one of the remaining numbers? No, it's not. So we're not going to move this one. Now let's look at 5 and 66 hundredths. I'm sorry, 66 thousandths. Does the 6 in the thousandths place round the 6 in the hundredths place up to a 7 or keep it the same? It rounds it up to a 7. So this one is 5 and 7 hundredths. Is that one of the remaining numbers? Yes, it is. It's the first one. So let's drag that value in there. Now our last number that we could possibly move, we are rounding to the nearest hundredths place, which is the 0. So let's look at the 8 in the thousandths place. Does the 8 round the 0 up to a 1? Yes, it does. So we have 5 and 11 hundredths is how this number would round to the nearest hundredths place. And that is the last number that we have there. So here's our solution. As we can see on this solution slide, the numbers that were brought into the rectangles of 5 and 7 hundredths, 5 and 8 hundredths, 5 and 10 hundredths, and 5 and 11 hundredths correspond to the answers that we had found when we worked it out. We use rounding quite a bit to estimate answers in word problems. At a restaurant, a burger is $5.99, fries are $3.85, and a small drink is $1.29. Round to the nearest dollar to estimate the cost to purchase all three items. Well, the $5.99, or the cost of the burger, rounds up to $6, because if we look at the tenths column, we have a 9 here and it rounds the 5 up to a 6. For the fries, we have $3.85. Since we're rounding to the nearest dollar, we're looking at the tenths place. This 8 rounds the 3 up to a 4. And then in $1.29 for the small drink, if we look at the 2 does not round the 1 up to an extra dollar. It keeps it as $1. And then if we add up 6, 4, and 1, we would end up getting a total of 11. So it would cost about $11 to purchase all three of these items.